Ladies and gentlemen, for those watching, welcome back to Can-Am Season 8. We are here in the Netherlands in round 6 of the championship. And today, we are in the Netherlands at the Circuit of Zandvoort, which is nestled along the Dutch coastline. This 4.259 kilometer circuit is the definition of a true old school track with banked corners, very tight racing lines in some corners as well, and there's not really a lot of room for error for these drivers. But with its fast flowing nature and the limited overtaking spots except for the long straight on the pit lane, qualifying is going to be crucial here. Where will each individual qualify and put themselves for the start of this grid? Tire strategy again is going to come into play, along with team strategy. However, give me a second as I pull up the current standings. And after Qatar, we have Cloud currently in the lead by 28 points to GOAT, followed by Seth, Hitch, Fawn, Heatley, Dismal, David, Lucid, Squatch, Yuppie, Vavoda, Mel, Flame, Coach, Fate, Fief, Windex, Tuna, and Matt. I can say honestly that the top 4, even 5, have all been contenders for the number 1 spot week in and week out. But moving over to the constructors, Ferrari leads by 6 points to the Aston Martin. Then the Racing Bulls. Then we have Sauber, Red Bull, Mercedes, Williams, McLaren, Alpine, and the Haas in Tier 1 of this championship. Currently with 13 minutes in this qualifying session, as we're going to try and go through the grid. Currently the pole lap is a 109.098. As things will obviously get better, there will be some individuals in the 108s as they do a couple more laps here. But things will get spicy, I will say. And as we, let's go on board with someone as they start a lap, just so we, so Ricky Stinky will go on board, watch the whole lap. Currently Seth on provisional pole, followed by Hitch, Cloud, EXO, and the Gronk, and losing it is Ricky, so we will not be going. Mel Gibson here, not sure if they're starting a hot lap, as it doesn't look like it. Potentially. Nope. Oh, we're going to be on board with Mattman in the Alpine. I would have liked to take that bank a little bit higher as they're going to shoot you and propel you down this long straight here. Coming to a double right-hander followed by a swinging left. Stay in 7th, yep. Drop down 1 gear here. And then be easy on the brakes. Okay, and then a swinging left. You really want to nail this apex, because it's very easy to lose the back end of the car right there. As you just saw, there's no traction if you're on it too much too early. Quick right to left chicane, followed by a banked double right-hander coming down the long straight. Currently running P9 Mattman. Where does he finish the lap? DRS will open up a little bit wide. DRS, ERS all draining out. I believe he's going to be able to beat his time, and he's going into the pits. be able to have the chat up in case anyone into the pits goes Heatley. Let's go on board with Gronk. Top 3 in the pits right now. I think Gronk throws in a good lap here. I will say. Actually, in my DMS league, this is one of the races I won. That was my first race, and it actually came down to the long straight. It was literally probably by 0.02 tenths, or 2 thousandths, I should say. It was a nail biter going down. However, that is in the past. We are focused on the present for these 20 drivers. It is a short qualifying session, even though we do have everyone coming in the straight here. We'll see where the Gronk is able to throw his car. Electing to go down into third. A little bit later on the throttle. Does he take a wide? Yes, he does. Loses the back in a bit. Caution in one of the sectors as the Red Bull got out of the way for him. He's not going for it due to the fact that he messed up that one corner. Goat Lee. I believe going to go into the pits here. Still have 9 minutes in this qualifying session. That was correct. No one's in the 108s yet. Closest is Seth running provisional pole at the moment. Ferrari does not sound right. Madman starting another hot lap. Running P14 at the moment. Not draining all that ERS. I'm unsure actually if everyone is on wheel or if we have some individuals on controller. You'll be able to tell based off the rotation of the wheels. But it looks like he is certainly on wheel. This car better get out of the way. This car's, dude, what is he doing? Who is this? It was Goya Ninja messed up Matman's hot lap. You have to look out for who's behind you. And I'm actually going to say that in the chat at the moment. 5 minutes left in this qualifying session. Dismal up to P3, Cloud P4, Gronk P5, EXO P6. Cloud is up on his first sector. Lost it just a bit. He's gonna nail this last sector here. Cloud City going P4. Faster by 2/10, but did lose it in the end of Sector 2. I know he's a little bit salty about. Wide goes Heatley in the Red Bull. This corner's gonna get everyone. Go on board with Dave here, chasing the Ferrari. Let's see when the Ferrari gets out of the McLaren. Let's see when the McLaren gets out of the way, or if the McLaren's on a hot lap as well. It's Flame. I have a feeling Dave's gonna catch up real quick. Getting a massive tow, Dave is. Oh, losing it on the chicane. Let's see if he goes for another one here. Oh! Yo! I think that was Flame. Almost taking out Dave. That was risky. Dave. Oh my gosh. Everyone will be throwing one last lap out. Let's see if both Aston Martins can throw in faster times. This is not good out of both of them. Unless you got a little bit of a toe. I don't think so, though. Seth will be able to go again. But it was not ideal. I assumed he would want it to go right there. But we're still on board here with Dave. who is currently up in Sector 1 by 1/10, would able to throw himself P5 at the moment. Let's see how the last couple of corners go. As we have the Mercedes he's catching up to the Dismal or Gronk, but keeping him much cleaner through that corner. Definitely able to beat his time. The Haas got to get out of the way. Very clean by the Haas. Where's Dave able to throw his car? He might have lost some time with that Haas car in the way. No ERS. Where does he go from P9 all the way to P6? Okay, definitely lost some time with that last sector there with the Haas in the way, along with the Mercedes going out to the side. However, out of the top individuals, who is going to be throwing in a faster time? As we have Goatley hunting down the back of the Mercedes, who has to get out of the way again. Elected to do so. A little bit wider than he would have wanted. Is anyone able to contest with Seth here? As Healy done with his lap, Voda done. Ricky Stanicki down in 20th. A little bit of a lockup here by Goatley in the last sector. Cloud City goes fast, is on pole, provisional pole 108.998. Doesn't elect to do it. Where is Seth at the moment? Coming to the last sector. I don't think he'll have enough time. 10 seconds is a possibility. Nope, not able to get it. Seth goes P2 unless anyone is able to catch up, but it does not look like that will be the case. We have a 3.5 second gap from P1 to 20th. Is on board with Dismal, not able to get a time in, and it looks like this is the grid for this evening. Don't get a penalty, oh my gosh. Alright, Cloud City, Seth, Goatley, Dismal, Fate, Hitch, Exo, Heatley, Gronk, Fate, Thief, Goya Ninja, Vovoda, Mini Squatch, Coach Fantasy, The Yuppie, Madman, Final Flame, Mel Gibson, and Ricky Stanicki. That is the grid for this evening, as I don't think anyone is still able to putting a time in. No, that will be the grid for the evening. Bagel sandwiches. NPCs in the Paddock Club are pumped. Yes, they are, dog. They are certainly dialed and are ready to go. As we wait here for this race to start, I'm going to guesstimate and say that there's going to be one safety car around lap 20. So I'm going to say any individual starting on the hard tires are going to have a free pit around that time. It's usually always clean going through the first couple corners, first couple sectors. But hey, time will tell what happens. We will see. You know, one day I will be walking the paddock in due time. But the time is not yet. We will see what unfolds as we are currently waiting for some individuals. To the people watching, welcome to Can-Am. It's your boy Michael. I'm on the mic. But as we wait and see, there's a chance that they are already out racing, and I'm just not updated on my end as a spectator. However, that would be very inconvenient. But we'll see what happens. Someone play the Jeopardy song as we wait here. When will these lights go out? Oh boy. Oh. Lights are going. I don't know why I'm in a view like this. But we're off. We're off to racing. 5 lights. And we're going. Good start by Seth. Cloud City lost the back end. However, I will say it has been fairly clean through the first corner, which is great. Seth leading this race, as we actually need to see all the information on the screen. So, couple individuals up so far, couple individuals down. However, no accidents, no debris is flying around at the moment. Coming through sector 2 of this first lap here. Seth getting the early jump on Cloud City, Dismal getting the jump on Goat League. All comes down to the start. Mr. Ben saying, let's go Aston Martin. Getting the early jump here is Mr. Seth. Fate losing a bunch of spots, seems to be off the grid and potentially out, but it looks like he is able to keep going. Must have lost it somewhere. Seth currently throwing in a purple sector 1, as he better be, coming into the first lap here. Fate catching back up very quickly. Going to be on the back end of those cars very soon. Not sure as to what happened. But let's watch until a gap forms. Oh, hold up. Soft tires to start for the top 3, then double mediums. No one is elected for the hard tires. Okay. Everybody up except for Cloud City, Goat League, Goya Ninja, Madman, and Fate. currently on board here with Goat Lee running P4, as everyone is within a second of each other, as it should be. But the top three, Seth, Cloud City, and Dismal, are gaining a little bit, and Goat Lee goes off, likes to come back, but takes his teammate out with him. That is not good by the Visa Red Bull Cash Apps. A lost wing for Goat Lee. Went wide, came back in, almost DNF'd himself and his teammate, trying to keep it clean, but the top three have now separated by a 2-second gap, as Dave now starts the hunt back to them, as he tried to keep it clean, tried to avoid all the accidents, all the danger coming back onto the racetrack. However, the top three separated. Goat Lee right on the back. Cloud City throwing in the fastest lap with the 111 as the times will get shorter and shorter, and not electing to go for the dive bomb here. Right on the back end of EXO, sniffing that gearbox, eating the fumes, trying to get ahead. Take the wide bank. You could do it. Losing it a little bit is Gronk, as Heatley is right behind ever so slightly. Faint Fawn in the mix as well. Top three still running the same, as Seth is starting to gain a little bit of advantage. Cloud City in a bad position as he is on the hunt, but he is also being hunted. Off goes the Racing Bull again, almost causing damage with Faint Fawn. Goat Lee losing another spot there as he goes off. Goat Lee down more and more places because of that wing. He's not able to whip the car around as he normally would. Let's get in the middle of this fight. Oh. Vovoda on the back end of 3 cars ahead. Goat Lee into the pits, gonna need a new wing. I say he's gonna be throwing on those hard tires, as we have MK Hitch getting ahead of Fief, both going a little bit wide with slight lockups. Dave is being hunted, Heatley is being hunted, and the top three have not changed at the moment. As we have an ad on stream to the one individual watching, we will wait and watch. Exo got passed. Right on the back end for P4. Trying to inch his way forward, as the kit car and Faint has about 4 individuals behind him. The McLaren and Mini Squatch got 4 people behind them. The middle of the pack of the grid is doing very well at staying close together, staying within the DRS zone for that super long straight. Not the longest straight we have, but a decent enough one where things will only get better as this race goes on. Obviously very early lap 5. But what is going to happen with the 2 Mercedes running 3 and 4? Obviously there is a massive gap. Dave right on the back end, almost colliding, as Dave definitely has the inside line, getting ahead, but will he able to eke out a gap over a second to try and catch up to the top 3? The gap has gotten even longer. From Hitch to Fief, 2 seconds. From Fief to Vovoda, another 2 seconds. But from Dismal to Exo, 4 seconds now. The top 3 are just eking a gap out every single lap. But Heatley right now being tracked down by Faint Fawn and MK Hitch for that 6th position. These 3 cars are battling it out, but keeping it clean. And that's how it should be. Fawn getting ahead of Healy, but you have MK Hitch right on the back end trying to pick up the scraps from everyone else. This is a big gap to Fief behind. As Dave did lose a position to Gronk, but they were going at it every single lap on that long straight, just swapping positions. But the 2 individuals who have not swapped was Seth and Cloud City. It's been the top 2 this whole race since the first lap. Cloud City not able to get ahead in these long straights. But it looks like this right now might be the opportunity to be the race leader. As Seth is going to do everything possible. It seems that Cloud City doesn't want to be the leader of this race. He obviously could have went for it, could have drained more of the battery, but for what? Just to get overtaken on the next lap? There's no point to it. You could save some of your tires, obviously have as much battery as possible. You have a massive lead up until P3, so why risk it? Why be hunted when you can put the pressure on another individual to mess up, and you're sitting closely behind in second, obviously waiting for the pits, both on soft tires. You can go in together as long as you keep it clean up until the pit window, which is essential. Ricky has left the session. I'm not sure if it was DNF or whatnot, or he's so far behind, but it says he's still in, but it could be the AI racing now. But let's see if Cloud is about the same distance with a lot of battery, not electing. Starting to use it now. If he gets closer, he does go for it. Did they keep it clean? Going too wide of corner 1. Cloud City has that inside line, but he's not electing to go for it. Go wide. Very good contest by Seth to continue leading this race, but Cloud definitely got the better exit, going around the outside, coming to the swooping right-hander, going to be leading this race. So I will say it's a lot tougher to commentate an entire race when you're by yourself. Obviously, Mr. Turtleman, something came up. He could not make it, but I know all is going well on the Western Front. However, big gaps, but also very good fighting. As we have 5 individuals. What have I been missing? 5 individuals all going at it, and we're going too wide through the sector 3. Things are getting spicy in the middle of this pack here. Faint Fawn at the back end of all of it. 70% battery, gonna have a mega tow ahead of him. Doesn't look like he got the best exit compared to everyone else. We'll see who is able to get ahead as the Mercedes gets ahead of Dave as they are battling it out every single lap. Slight contact. Looks like Dave's tires are kind of going at the moment. But we have 5 cars within a second of each other. Keeping it clean. But you have Gronk catching up to Dismal. That gap is getting shorter by the corner. As it would appear that they probably did the same tire allocation, but I would have swapped it. At least one to the other, just in case something comes up and arises. But goes wide is the Gronk man. Healy right on the tail, followed by Healy, Dave, Hitch, and we have Fawn right here as well. 6 cars in the mix. 5 cars in the mix, if I could do some math. Taking out 2 cars is Hitch. And we have Dave and Faint getting contact. Hitch went for it, took out Heatley, took out himself. Cloud City, the leader of this race now, as Seth goes into the pits. Seth goes in the pits in 1. Where does he pop out? I'm going to say before the McLaren. Both Astons electing to pit first, as Seth gets dropped down to P13. Okay, so it's about a 30-second pit, 20-something seconds. But now Seth on the back end's got to pass every single one of these cars to try and catch up, as Cloud has an open window. But as long as Seth can gain some spots, try and get ahead of some individuals, he should be able to get ahead, as he will have a DRS gap up ahead. But when does Cloud City pit? Wide goes Faint Fawn. Does Cloud elect to pit? Caution in sector 2. Goes into the pits. Let's see if Seth is able to clear Madman and stay ahead, as this is essential. So there's a possibility that Seth had wing damage. That's why he came out in a bad position. But Cloud City only losing 7 spots. Now going to be on the back end, staying ahead of the yuppie Fate Vovoda. So it seems that Seth had to have pit for a longer window for a new wing. He had to have. There was no penalties. So just unfortunate for him to have suffered that, whatever it was, for the longer time window, knocking him all the way down. But both Mercedes running 1-2 at the moment. Where do they elect to pit, and what's going to unfold? Seth electing for hard tires. I like this strategy. You're going to be a little slower at the start. However, once they heat up, you're good to go. They will be able to last the duration of this race. You will lose some time out at the start, but it's okay, because your job is to catch up. Very early pits out of the softs, I think. too wide goes. Who just went too wide? Oh, Healy and Fief went too wide through corner 1. As we get the Massive on board here. As we're sitting back, watching. Honestly, we're waiting to see when everyone pits. That is what's going to unfold next. But things are things were good at the start. Obviously, Cloud City having the better of the pit window as we're faint in the pits. Unfortunate for Seth, as he must have had some other type of issue as to why he had pits so much further down compared to when he came out of the pits, I should say, compared to Cloud. However, things happen. Vovoda in the pits, Vaughn in the pits. Flame, first penalty of the night. As the rest of the grid is starting to bunch up here, but I do still feel like a safety car is coming in one of the next 3 laps. I have a feeling. I said lap 20. I'm sticking to it. And Seth's going to have the best of the bunch staying on those hard tires, I think. Dismal in the pits, who was leading the race. Going to be coming out, I believe, in the middle of the pack. Hopefully not behind the kit car, but we'll see how far. And he will get beat by the Aston and the kit car coming out of the pit here. Right in the middle. Which is an easy way to do this. Was able to stay ahead of them. Lost 8 spots in the pit. But gonna come back. But the individual who was running pole, Cloud City, now on the back of Fief, who has not pit. The top of the grid still electing to stay out. Fief goes into the pits. No, he did not. I apologize. Healy, those medium tires have got to be gone. The Yuppie up 10 spots at the moment. Goat lead down 10, Fate down 10. We still have individuals waiting to pit. So let's actually pull that up. The top 7 guys, except for Cloud City, have not pit. And that is going to spice up the rest of the grid, depending on where they come out and what tires they allocate to put on. Very interesting. The medium tires, lasting 17 laps so far. Does he go for it? Cloud goes for it. Stays on a little bit late, but was able to clear Heatley on the 5-lap old tires. However, do they elect? When will they go in for softs? That is what's going to change things up. Once those soft tires go on, that's going to be the difference. From where they're currently running to where they will end up after the pit when they release, how fast can they catch up to the cars ahead? But right now, battle for 6, 7, and 8, and 9. 2 kit cars, Dismal and Goya Ninja. Goya Ninja almost took out one of the individuals in the qualifying session. However, both kit cars gonna have to play the team game, try to clear both of them. As Faint Fawn looks to get ahead of his teammate, as it did get the clear okay to do so. Looks like Goya Ninja is certainly holding the both of them up. Coming down the straight here, I believe this kit car passes both of them. The double D. Oh, off goes the 3 of them. Right on the back end, both of these cars. How close is Yuppie behind? Not very, very close as you would have liked to see. But I think Faint Fawn comes out on top as they both are going to elect to go into the pits. Neither one of them do. Dismal staying ahead, but Goya Ninja might contest this. Does not. Faint Fawn gets ahead. And the Yuppie has to clear Goya Ninja now. Gronk still leading this race though. As you don't really have a lot of battling at the start. Cloud City though, once the top 2 individuals pit, he's going to be running very clear. Going to be able to manage those tires very well. But still all the battling you like to see in the middle of the pack here. Jumping down a few spots as well. Oh! We have Goalie putting his car in a place where you really should not be going too wide, as long as the other individual gives you the space, and that is what Ricky did. Gronkly in the pits from pole, or running P1. Does Goalie go for it? Goalie does. Will he get the contest for it? A little bit of contact. As Fate stays ahead. Let's go, Fate, the former teammate of mine. Keep battling, keep it clean, keep pushing. Three individuals in the pits, 4 individuals in the pits. MK Hitch, Heatley, Yuppie, Goya Ninja. 10-second penalty for Goya Ninja for speeding into the pits. Not ideal. Not what you want to see. Safety car, lap 22. Who goes in? Can they go in? Seth is going to be saved if anyone else elects to pit, but the individuals who had just pit had the worst timing for it. I think Cloud goes in for another set of softs. Yes, he does. He basically has a free pit. But where does he come out? Everyone electing to pit. I wonder if Seth clears all these cars in the hard tires. Seth going into the pits. I don't know. Wait a second. Wait a second here. Klasi threw on mediums with 13 laps left. But the Gronk on the soft tires, gonna get the jump at the start. Fate and Thief, the double Fs, running in a prime position, 4 and 5, able to play the team game throughout the remainder of this race. And let's see penalties, only 2. Things have spiced up in this race. I'm going to say this safety car does not wait for everyone. The wing on that AMG is just ridiculous, I will say. It is so high. I really hope they do not have the Mustang as the safety car this upcoming year. I get it if they do it, but please don't. We've seen the Corvette bin it in an Indy car, or NASCAR, whichever one it was, and it's just unfortunate to see something like that happen. However, you did have someone bin it at Monza in a safety car in F1 around Parabolica. And you just don't want to see it. That's the last thing you ever want to have to deal with, is a safety car because the safety car lost it. Crazy. But as I believe the 16 individuals all bunched up together, when does a safety car go into the pits and when do they start it? And they do all get to bunch up. Going Ninja in the pits. Why do you elect to pit now? Why not earlier? You're not able to serve the time penalty while there's a safety car. Waste of a pit. It's like a drive-through. You can't serve it under a safety car. Gronk short shifting these gears right now. Now we have to wait even longer for Going Ninja to catch up, as there's potential that they're able to at the end of this lap, but I'm going to say it's not likely. Safety car in. Was able to catch up. Let the fun begin in turn 1. I think that first right-hander he takes off. Get the car straight. Oh, not yet, huh? He's gone. He's gone. And we're back racing. Let's see if we're able to keep it clean. Did the first corner here. As the dive bomb of Dismal able to get ahead of Fate. Another safety car? The game must be lagging. There's certainly not another safety car, as all these cars are still racing, so I'm not sure as to why it is saying that. However, the group is all bunched together late in this race. 10 laps to go. Off goes Mini Squash. DRS is enabled now. Dr. B, we actually have an ad on stream, but thank you, mate. But was not worthy at the end. Thy was not worthy. On board here with Thief. As the whole grid is bunched up. But Fate dropping a little bit back. As the Gronk man leading this race, trying to stay ahead. But will they be able to catch up? Not a lot of battery for Cloud City here. Short shifting, getting ahead from Feetly. A little bit of a lockup. I think Cloud City wins this race due to the fact that those medium tires have not even warmed up yet, and those soft tires will go in the next couple of laps. Gronk going wide in those last couple corners. It's going to catch up to him as the exits are most important there. Able to get a good exit. Is Healy able to get ahead though? Oh my gosh. No, he's... Looked like some contact out of the top two. Healy forcing his car in there. Now leading this race. On the curb goes Cloud City. Let's go on board with Dismal watching this whole thing unfold. And then we're going to hop on board with Thief, who's even closer. Top 5 gunning it for the podium. Who comes out on top as the rest of the grid is fighting and battling. But the prime positions up for the most amount of points will be battling it out for the next 10 laps. And whoever's on the medium tires, I think, will have the better of the bunch, as those softs, unless you maintain them very well, are going to go first. The Gronk getting back ahead. Does he get contested though? No. Almost lost it. As we're going to jump down to the middle of the grid here. Get some more action from 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And we'll jump back down on the straight there just to see who's able to get ahead. Both kit cars very close together again, but with the Mercedes 1 and 4 in the prime spots for most points to bump themselves up into the constructors. What is going to unfold here? Coming down the long straight, is Healy able to get ahead? Does look like he had the better exit of the DRS and draining all the ERS that's possible. The question is, when does Cloud City elect to start pushing? I know he is, but when does he drain more of the battery, as he has got 98 at the moment, unless he's waiting for those soft tires to just grind out and flame 26 seconds behind the individual running P19. Five laps to go here. Caution sector 2 as we have one of the kit cars. Gronk 3-second time penalty running P2 of this race. Getting ahead by Cloud City. Going Ninja another penalty. Cloud City penalty, 10 seconds, ignoring the yellow flag. Gonna hurt him tremendously at the end of this race. I know he is annoyed right now with that. But the top 5 individuals all battling it out. And Seth back in the hunt of this race with those medium tires, hunting down both Mercedes as they're going to try and keep him behind. But for how long will it be possible? Right on the back end is Seth. As let's go on board here. Top 5 gunning for 3 positions. The top 3. Little wide goes Seth right on the back end of that Mercedes, losing it ever so slightly at the exit. Gonna hurt him. Goes around the outside, has the inside line for the corner. Up 1 position goes Seth. Now onto the other Mercedes to try and clear. And there had to be damage from Seth and Dismal. There had to have been an accident. I'm not sure who had the worst of the bunch. But Seth now running 1 position behind from where he was. As you have both Mercedes. Cloud City, another penalty, well, for Coach. Cloud City with the 10-second penalty running first in this race. 10-second penalty, gonna knock him all the way down to at least 8th, as this grid is so bunched up. The Gronk gonna get knocked down as long as Seth is able to keep this position. Clear Dismal, he will be P2 of this race. Where will Heatley finish in the bunch? Last couple of laps here. If you're on your seats, stand up because this is gonna get good. Both Racing Bulls running 6 and 7. Caution in Sector 1 is the kit car again of the Yuppie. This is the time for Seth. Get one position back. Drain the ERS. Dismal keeping the team orders in play, doing everything possible to keep Seth behind. 2 laps left, 1.5 laps left. How clean will these couple last laps be? Will Heatley take the lead? Heatley does. What's going to happen to Cloud City and the Mercedes? They're going for it. It all comes down to this. Last lap. Is Seth able to go around the outside? Doesn't go for it. Right on the back end. He's got to take the inside line if possible. Heatley coming through the last couple corners here. The Red Bull, another driver who has won a race. Heatley in the Red Bull. Welcome to Netherlands. The race winner, the Gronk. Dismal going P2, Seth going P3, Gronk P4, Goatley P5, Hitch P6, Cloud City P7, P8 actually, Faint Fawn up ahead. Then we're going to have Fief or Fate? Fief getting ahead of Fate in the last corner. Exo, Vavoda, Mel Gibson, Mini Squatch. Coach Fantasy with the penalty. Where are they going to be pitting? But the individual, the winner of this race, Heatley. 50 and 07. Mega performance. What you love to see. Keeping it clean, no penalties. Race winner. Choosing for the right tires. Fought it out, battled it, kept it clean. Mel Gibson in 13, Mini Squash, Mattman, Ricky Stanicki, Coach Fantasy, Goya Ninja, the Yuppie, and Final Flame. Driver of the day is the winner of the day, Heatley, 50 and 07. What you love to see, another different race winner from the individuals who have won so far. And it's how it should be. You always want to see different race winners to switch up the grid. Amazing driving out of everyone. The Mercedes killing it at the end of the race. It's what you love. It's what we're here for. Where is my mouse? There we go. But I would like to say thank you for tuning into the stream. Healy, the race winner. Good points out of the Mercedes. Mega points out of the Visa Red Bulls. Good points out of the Haas as well. Good team games all around. Good points by the individuals. However, looking forward to next week. Looking forward to the remainder of the season, and it's going to get even closer for standings wise. We'll see what happens when we get the results, and we will catch you all next week. Peace.